Hello friend, welcome to the video. In this video, we will do a simple comparison between rural and urban places. Yay! The places I will be comparing in this video are Hot Springs, South Dakota and San Francisco. Let's start off with the rural areas. First, wildlife. There are many wildlife in Hot Springs, especially in forest areas. There are more animals such as deer or bears that urban cities don't have. Second, community. The community in Hot Springs is usually a whole lot tighter in my opinion. People walking on the street aren't strangers, more like neighbors in Hot Springs. Third, architecture. In terms of architecture, rural areas can be much older and sometimes contain plenty of history. For example, I was once informed that the town hall of Hot Springs got burned down before. The architecture is unique and has history to it. Fourth, economics. The economic situation in Hot Springs is decently straightforward. The market is mostly run by smaller enterprises compared to large chains or oligopolies. The only large chain store I saw out there and I remember was Dairy Queen, and that was about it. Fifth, transportation. Transportation is also quite limited in Hot Springs, since the only reliable way of transportation is by car. Sixth, poverty. Inside the town itself, the people aren't rich but aren't poor either. However, very close to Hot Springs, there is a Native American reservation where the condition is quite poor. I wasn't allowed to go inside the reservation itself, but was told by the people who did that inside was third world poverty. Slow-paced. Seventh, the pace of life. Life in Hot Springs feels a lot slower paced than places such as San Francisco. It's very hard to explain, but it feels a whole lot less rushed. Not in the way where they're slower, but just feel much more relaxing than the rush of San Francisco. Now, let's move on to the urban areas. First, wildlife. In urban areas such as San Francisco, wildlife is much less prominent due to large human development in these areas. The most common wildlife that you'll probably see in San Francisco are seagulls, and that's probably it. Second, community. The community in San Francisco feels a lot looser simply due to the population size. It is near impossible to know everybody personally in the city. Plus, social interaction is a lot more decided based on cultural or economic characteristics, therefore making the community feel a whole lot looser. Fifth, transportation. Transportation in San Francisco is also more abundant. There are subways, cars, buses, or the streetcars, special to San Francisco. Fourth, economics. The economic situation in San Francisco is very diverse. There are many chains and oligopolies, such as McDonald's or Starbucks. However, there are still little family businesses that are so awesome. Family restaurants or little card game shops are absolutely amazing. But in the end, both places are beautiful places to live in. The day view of green lush mountains and plains in Hot Springs is quite beautiful, while the night view is absolutely brimming with light and gorgeous in San Francisco. Both places are where people can find comfort. I appreciate that I was given the opportunity to display this comparison. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day, my friend.